So we're back. We're going to continue going over. This isn't just stock market, but we started this channel. We're labeling it. Uh, in this video, we wanted to talk to you about they call them DPPs, direct participation programs. And if people are driving by and seeing that there's, these new construction going in anywhere. I know it's very prevalent in South Florida, and they see people who are doing things. A lot of you know that some of these corporations, they have losses, tax benefits, and when we talk about this, we talk about gains and losses like in stocks. Okay, and the tax benefits go to the owners. Okay, but guess what? The investors can get some capital gains if it's set up right. So, like we said in the last video, be very careful if you're going on some of these websites and thinking that if you contribute that you're really going to get something, because the best thing you'll get is maybe like a little bit of money, capital gain, dividend, something. But guess what? These owners get tax benefits. Okay, and that is here. So let's take a look at how some of this works, and you can finish reading this. Excuse me, they have to pass some of the investment, the way they're structured. They have to pass some of the investment gains on to you. It's very tricky how it's done. You can ask an accountant. So here's some of the examples of direct participation programs. Developmental, these two have to do with oil exploration and drilling. And that's why I drew this here, because you will see now if you go online, there are a lot of developmental, exploratory, also called wildcatting, that are going on and talking about how, what they're going to do to find oil, to find minerals, find cobalt, which is a mineral, okay, resources, new construction, huge tax losses. I don't know if you ever drive by, and it takes like 2 or 3 years for these places to get repaired, fixed, because new construction can also be like some people are building the mother-in-law suites onto the back of the houses and the secondary structures. They're new construction on an existing structure. Okay, so here's historic rehabilitation. Some people come in and say, hey, this area wasn't being used, let me build a museum. A lot of people will say, well, gee, why didn't they just build housing? Well, here's the situation. It depends on how it's zoned and on how it's used. Okay, and also there's also government assisted housing. There's a big question mark here, and I'll let you fill in the reason for which that question mark exists. Okay, developmental includes drilling in areas like this. Like if you have this location here, there's already some wells going in here, but this land over here, oh, didn't mean to make that. That's a character for those of you speaking any of the Asian languages. Okay, but anyway, there's like drilling here, so they'll start here because they own the land, or maybe they can buy it cheaply. It takes a lot of money. We went over that in the last one, but here we go again, immediate tax sheltering. And what does that mean? Immediately you can pass some of your taxes through the owners of the DPP. Okay, so exploratory wildcatting, why is that? Drilling cost. Go over this with a stockbroker, or this on intangible, as you know, means to not be able to touch. You can't go beyond certain levels of a well, get in, but you have immediate tax sheltering. It's high risk because a lot of times you're drilling in an area and you don't even know if there are minerals. You don't know if there's oil there. You're just trying to drill. And then if you make the mistake of buying land that's down the street from an area where there is drilling, and then your land doesn't have anything, you are doing what's called exploratory drilling, and then you have absolutely nothing except for, what's the magic word? Tax sheltering. Maybe you get back some little gains. So that's why people are now setting up all these mining and drilling companies. Okay, these are some of the tax reductions for DPPs. This is just an example. Okay, just an example. We're not saying this is exactly how it's worked. This is an example. Normally, a person in a 34% income bracket would receive, let's just say hypothetically their tax base was $2,000, they would receive 680 off. So 680 off of $2,000 should be about 1,320. Okay, so that's what they receive. But guess what? Remember we said immediate tax sheltering? Some of these programs are so immediate that what happens is, because you open up one of these companies or did one of these things, it's a tax deduction, 2,000 minus 2,000, zero. This is your tax basis. Zero on that leg. Okay? $0 you would pay on that leg. So you would get with an accountant. Certainly wouldn't take it up with us. Let's say you had 10 projects and one you had to pay 20,000 of taxes on. You had another one you had to pay 1,000 taxes on, and this is your tax base. And let's keep in mind, if you had this kind of money, my goodness, to go and do all this exploration and drilling, $21,000 probably isn't going to kill you. But look at what it does. It takes your tax basis down. So if you had this year one and this year two, this would go down to zero. And then if you could somehow reduce this, your tax basis would go down. And that's what a lot of people are doing. So I've heard people ask, why is it that there's really, even though, especially in South Florida, rent is still high, mortgages are still high, because they're doing well. Remember, they get a certain amount of money and a certain amount of years for making sure that they can call something affordable, and they can pretend that it's affordable. And that word affordable means something different to different people. But here's what's really happening. There are tax reductions for DPPs, some corporations. I shouldn't have put corporations in general. I should have put some corporations, and which offer government assistance, historic rehabilitation projects. And there was a question mark beyond that, because government assistance really doesn't go to the people. It goes to the DPP, and they get the tax credits. We haven't even touched on this because, well, we haven't touched on it for a reason. Okay, but that's really what happens. Okay, so it's not that it's not out there. It's a matter of who's getting it, and you can make your own assumptions about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.